Let's kick.
Hey, welcome to the first episode of The Escape, where your ambitions can take a total break. This is Miah, the activist, and as you know, you're used to me posting videos, words of encouragement, tips on how to get your life in order. So then I just started thinking I should get into an advice segment where you guys can send all of your questions, your heated topics, the burning things that, fester up inside of you throughout the week to me, and we can get to talking about it. This episode, we're going to be talking about a lot of things. Let's get into it. So the first topic that was sent to me was, I don't understand women. Can you help me, Miah? I don't know if I can help you fully understand women in one conversation. That's a lot. That's a lot of responsibility. But what I can do is possibly help you hopefully understand our thought processes a little better. Because this is what I think, y'all. This is my true tea. I really don't think men and women think that differently. I think we have a different way of going about what we want, but we kind of pretty much want the same thing. I think for women, we spend a lot of time thinking about how a situation is going to play out and what we want out of it. So when it doesn't, we do suffer with, I feel like, a lot more disappointment in people when it comes off in different ways, like backlash or a smart mouth or, maybe hard to talk to, hard to get through. But I feel like with anybody, if you're having a true problem with them, figure out what the root of the issue is. If y'all are having an issue with communication, figure out why. Ask them what is it about what I'm saying that you're not liking? Spend some time figuring out how to better communicate. Learning each other's love language is a big thing. And I'm not just talking about people that are in relationships. If you're in a friendship with a woman or someone who even identifies as a woman, I feel like in general with people, just learning people's love language really cuts down on some miscommunications, because they could be saying the same thing that you're saying, just in a different way or in their own way, but you're receiving it differently because you're not really understanding what they're saying. For example, my love language could be acts of service. Maybe I show that I care about you because I did your laundry, or maybe I show that I care about you because I picked you up when you needed me. But in your mind, you're like, okay, but I need love shown this way. So first of all, talk to them, break the ice. I know it's an uncomfortable one, but a lot of times the hard conversations, they really help you define what the relationship is going to be. It's exactly what the relationship, friendship, whatever you want to define it as, it's exactly what it needs. The discomfort of your opinion versus their opinion. I read in a book that, a lot of people don't experience change or growth without someone else being there. Human interaction is not just for our sanity, but it is supposed to help us mirror what we look like and what we're doing and how we're engaging with people. And so that it can hopefully trigger us to change or wanting to be different and wanting to be better. So that's 2. Have the rough conversations. Have the conversations. Okay, let's get into step 3. Okay, so y'all ready? You ready? The last tip, real simple. Just accept that person. People have a real bad tendency of wanting to completely understand this person and wanting this relationship to be better. But when it comes time to accept their answer, accept them for who they are, they're like, no, this isn't working for me. Which honestly isn't really a bad thing. If you have a boundary, then respect your boundaries. But at the same time, if your intention is to get to know somebody, really have them in your life long term, there's going to be things that you're going to have to just accept about them. There's plenty of things that I would love to change about plenty of people in my life, and that is no tea, no shade. That's just my opinion. That's just my comfort, but I chose to want them in my life. So there's things that I need to accept about them. There's things I won't accept about anybody, but about the people I care about, I'll make some room. Question number 2 on this week lineup. I already pretty much hit a little bit on my Black Girl Matriarchy page on my timeline, so go ahead and check out that post, but we're going to talk about it a little bit some more in here. The question was, I get bored easily with people. Does that make me a bad person? That's like a 2-part question for me, because I have to address the fact that you get bored easily with people, which isn't really a big issue. That's pretty much how I was, until someone held my attention for long enough where I'm like, oh, okay, I really like this person. Don't get me wrong, I don't think it's a bad thing. I feel like it depends on where you are in life. If you are in a space where you're just dating and filling things out, then if they don't interest you or they cannot keep your interest, move along. However, okay. I feel like if you're really trying to seriously date people, you getting bored is kind of a sign of immaturity. Dare I say it? I don't mind having any issues in my comments with people having problems with what I said, because they are entitled to their opinion. This is just the space for me to have mine. I feel like if you are serious about being in a relationship, you should seriously look at that and think about, what are the things that bore me? Because you should have went through that when you were dating. You should have went through the things that bore you, a list of things, type of quality of person that you like. So at this point, you're looking for people who don't bore you. You're looking for people who interest you. You're looking for people that you're genuinely going to like. And that also doesn't mean that you're going to like, even if you pick someone perfect for you, that you're going to like them all the time, all day long, or that you're going to be interested in dealing with them or talking to them all the time, all day long. I feel like that is a facade that we have been told, that relationships are supposed to be these burning flames internally and this, that, and the third. That's not what I was taught. When I was going through college and psychology, one part that we actually hit on was love and relationships, and it's actually a triangle. It's supposed to be lust, 2 other things, right? So the part that you're talking about being interested in them, I feel like that's the lust part. And people be like, oh, lust has to be sexual. No, lust means I'm longing for you. I still have this burn for you. It's normally compared to that flame that people say, oh, the flame just burned out. No, lust is not supposed to be around all the time. That's why you are supposed to have a good foundation in that relationship, so that when I fall out of lust with you, I'm still in love with you. There's still a foundation there. I still know you, and it's still I'm still interested in what we're doing. So I had to go do my research, because I do remember this triangle love. I just did not remember all the wording and things that went on within learning it. I just learned the gist of it. But now that I have the information and all the right wording, I am about to bring it forth for this question. And once again, the question was, if I lose interest in people, am I a bad person? And no, you're not a bad person. I'm not saying you're a bad person. I just feel like there is immaturity there in your idea of relationships, and it being a fortified commitment. Okay, so I'm going to turn this camera around so you guys can really see what it is I'm talking about when I'm talking about the triangle of love. So as you can see, the triangle of love is a little messy. I'm sorry. I'm about to clear it up. What you're going for is what's in the center. And that's the consummate love, which equals passion, intimacy, and commitment. The 3 points of love is going to be your foundation and those things that you need for it to be a strong, balanced love. You need intimacy, empty love, which is the commitment, and infatuation, which is pretty much the romance. So when you have compassionate love, which is over here, you have intimacy and commitment, which is obviously in between those two. And those aren't bad relationships, but it may not be fortified. And then at the bottom, that's the fatuous love made with passion and commitment. I'm passionate about it and I'm committed to it too. Could be work or something else. And lastly, if you follow over to this side, it's romantic love, which is passion and intimacy. And all 3 of these are different type of loves that you can have with different type of people. They don't have to be all, romantic is what they would say, which would be passionate and intimacy. It could be platonic. It could be compassionate love. We could have an intimate relationship and we're committed. It could be a job relationship where we're close and I'm committed to getting the task done. However, if they don't have all three of these pillars, it's not necessarily a strong foundation for the love to continue, because if one falls out, that means you only have one type of love left. But having all three of them there, the intimacy, the passion, and the commitment, you pretty much have a good foundation for a relationship. So how does that apply to the question? Basically, if I'm just getting bored with you, that means I'm probably missing something in my pillars. I'm probably not being fully satisfied with you, and that means I probably need to move on. Does that make you a bad person or me a bad person? No, it's just not a good combination, and that is okay. That's the point of dating. But if you are actually like full blown trying to look for a relationship, I feel like those pieces should have been worked out by you allowing yourself to date freely and figure out what you want. Go to the College of Love by just experiencing it. Get out there. I don't know if I should be like advertising a dating website now, but yeah, get out there and date. Figure it out. Figure out what those three pillars look like for you, and look for that in a relationship. And don't stop until you find it, okay? Don't settle for anything less. If that relationship is boring you, move on, and there's one coming right behind it, okay? So keep loving, keep being great. Let's move on to the next question, though. Okay, on to the next question. I know it's a bummer. The episode is almost over, but it's all good. It's all good. I'll be back next Tuesday with the second episode. But this last question is, I like someone, but I don't know what to do next. And that was it. That was cool. I pretty much got what you needed out of it. I think this is a toughie. I really don't want you to change anything about yourself. I think if you like someone, the best thing I can do, especially after the last topic of me saying, go put yourself out there, do it, is to put yourself out there. I think if you like someone, the best thing you can do is let them know. Everybody else around them knowing does no good for the relationship or no good for a possible relationship. Yeah, you should tell. You're just going to have to accept what happens. And I'm not about to sit here and be your cheerleader. I'm here to give you advice. They may not like you back, and that is okay. The point is, in life, you building your confidence, especially if this is someone who is afraid of rejection, the only way you're going to do that, believe it or not, is putting yourself out there even more. Because you need to start building confidence in your decisions. The thing with rejection is it's really never about the other person rejecting you. It's about you understanding your worth, whether they reject you or not, and still being good regardless. Like, I live a life where it's like, what's the worst you can tell me? No? Oh, okay, yeah, I can work with that, and it's a whole different perspective for someone who doesn't want to be rejected. But it's a constant thing. It's a part of our everyday lives. I think you always have to keep moving, have to keep growing, keep experiencing, live your life, tell your truth and stand in it. If your truth is, dang, I really like this person, say, hey, I really like you. Now the ball is in their court. Now you don't have to do anything. I really like you. That's four words. If you can build yourself up to saying 4 words to them and leaving it as is, and whatever happens, then I feel like that'll be a life lesson for you for the rest of your life. Like, I feel like you should live your life that way about everything. The next job you want to get, the next house you want to, just put yourself out there and try. Because once again, like I said, the worst thing that someone can tell you is no. I mean, it's not the worst thing that someone can tell you. But when it comes to rejection, pretty much, yeah. But just to know, hey, if they say that they do not like you and they turn you down and they say, no, this is not for me, all you can do is say, well, I said what I had to say. I can sleep at night. I'm not on no shoulda, coulda, woulda type energy. And you move along and you look for the next best thing, honey. Could be yourself, but if you like somebody, just say it. Life is so short. You never know. It could be your little soulmate that's just sitting there waiting on you. I'm a big love person. I love people that love out loud and live out loud. So be loud about yours. Just don't be crazy. Don't be stalkerish. Like, definitely have a standard. Don't get called on the cops and be like, Maya told me to do. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just say what you have to say and be done. But yes, this is me closing out my first episode of The Escape, where I really do hope that your ambitions was able to take a break. Like, honestly, for real. We go through so much. It is so great for us to have this space for us to talk, be goofy, say what we need to say. Please comment below. Tell me your opinion on all three of these topics, whether that's understanding women, whether that's I get bored easily, whether that's I really like somebody, I don't know what to do, because your opinions can help them too. Really help these people. And also don't forget to slide into my DMs or reach out to me or put a question in these comments under this video of some other topics that you want to get going. I always keep myself anonymous and my things anonymous, so you do not have to worry about your business being out there. If you're comfortable with me reading off your Instagram name and your Facebook name, that's fine. Or if you just want to tune in and see if your question or comment or topic gets dropped in that episode, that episode, you can do that too. Yeah, no pressure. No pressure at all. But I can't wait to see you guys for the next episode, where we're going to be talking a little bit about security. I bet you want to know what that means. But you got to show up for the next episode for that. But thank you for tuning in. I'll see you soon.
Got the kick.